I've always, since the age of 40, started having my mammograms, and just went from my regular mammogram to the mammography center, had my mammogram, and then got a call that something showed up. So I went to the hospital and had another mammogram there, and Dr. Scruggs spotted a place way in my back on my right side. He said, I'm not really sure if this is anything significant, but we need to keep an eye on it. So that was in 2009. He said, I'd like for you to come back in 6 months and let's make sure it's okay. So I said, fine. I go back in 6 months. It's still the same. Nothing has changed. He still said, and thank goodness, I credit Dr. Scruggs for a lot of this, because he was adamant enough to keep me coming. He said, I want you to come one more 6 months and let's just make sure nothing is there, and then we'll be good. We'll start back every year. And when I went that August of 2009, everything was clear. But he still said, can we do this just one more time in February? Will you just come back one more time? February 2010. I said, whatever you think, I trust you. I've always trusted my doctors. And when I went in February, he took a while for him to come back into the room when I was at the hospital after the mammogram. And I kept thinking, I just had a feeling something's not right. And he walked in and he said, we've spotted a new place, and we need to do ultrasound. And I said, let's do it right now. I want to do this. We did the ultrasound. He said, I think you need a biopsy. I begged him to do it right then because I was by myself. I wouldn't upset my family, my parents, my husband, my children. I could just do it then and everything would be fine. But of course we had to schedule another day with Dr. Grishaw. When I went in, he said they have discussed, all of radiology had looked at my films and they assured me that what had popped up this time was not there on all those other films they had done. The place in my back is still there. It's just a calcification apparently. But the new place showed up right here. So apparently something grew from August to February to nickel-sized. And if it had not been for Dr. Scruggs at Rutherford Hospital, I might not be here right now, because I'm not sure how fast it grew. I called over to the Cancer Resource Center, and that's the first time I'd spoke to Dee. And she said, I said, I was just diagnosed, and she said, I have your information. Would you like to come over? And we said, yes, can we come right now? Please let us come, because all these things were going through our mind. The first thing I thought is, I can't leave my children. I can't leave my husband. What are my parents going to do? My sister, my family. So we came running over to the Cancer Resource Center, met Dee and Jamie for the first time, and now there's a third one that works here as the Cancer Resource Center as nurse navigators. They are amazing. She sat me down, she gave me booklets and pamphlets, she talked to me about the size of my tumor, and so many things that put us so at ease. You have two ways you can go with cancer. You can curl up in a ball and let it consume you, or you can fight it. And we decided we were going to fight it. I was a strong person. I wasn't ready to give in. I was going to do everything I needed to do. So we proceeded with scheduling the surgery. Within 2 weeks, I had a lumpectomy. Mine was called infiltrating ductal carcinoma, which is a breast cancer, but there's several different kinds. I found out during my journey that 1 in 8 women in America will be diagnosed with breast cancer. My mom has 7 sisters, so that's 8 of them. And right after I had surgery, we were all standing around, and they were with me in my grandparents' old home place, and they were saying, why you? Why you, Pam? And I said, why not me? I mean, somebody's going to have it. May as well be me. I'm strong, and I can do this. So we proceeded on with the diagnosis, and my treatment was to get the lumpectomy. There was no reason that my oncologist, Dr. Reese, or any of my doctors, my surgeon, said I needed a mastectomy. But I was ready for that too. I could do that. So we decided on a lumpectomy and 6 weeks of radiation. So I went through 6 weeks of radiation, which was just made me tired. I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky, and I'm very proud to be a breast cancer survivor. And my goal, I told this when Jamie and Dee would talk to me, and going back to them, I have to continue to brag on them a little bit, because they were amazing. There would be times when I just had an emotional time that I just needed to cry, and I would pull up over here at the Cancer Resource Center, and I would get hugs from them and support and go on. So now they're like my family. I love them with all my heart. They've become very good friends of mine.